So this is how to make a level 2 zombie head with you have in the background or something, or just some easy to pull off over your head. So I started with kind of this plastic bag and then tape it so it will fit and be easier to remove, and then I stretch down the eyes so it will have more easy to shape. I will shape it a little bit more later that you will see, but basically tape all the rough edge down, and then you put off this pantyhose and just roughly shape it around the head as much as possible. Don't worry about the eyes and the nose because I will show you how to do that later. And this teeth is from an old Halloween mask, and they're made of latex, so you can just mold with the glue gun the teeth. But if you don't have these things, you can just make it out of cardboard or something, like, because teeth are very, very easy to make. And here's a pre-made I made before that will look like, and you put them like this to dry in a good way. And now I'm cutting a hole open on the mouth here because it will have like ripped up lips on this mask I decided to do. But you can basically do whatever you want because this is just a guideline on how to make this kind of stuff. So just gluing them on to the plastic there. And then you're just gonna pull this down to make it easier to attach. And now I will have the glue gun here because it will melt the plastic a bit, so it will be easier to like shape it into the eye shapes and also get some structure on it. So I glue this here to attach this plastic, red plastic I have here. You can take any kind of transparent red plastic or anything else. And this nose here is actually like a piece of plastic that's melted with the glue gun. And here's a part where you draw these lines to make that fleshy, rotten almost look. There is no realism to this at all. It's gonna look cool. And then you cut up the eyes here, and it's a step that I actually forgot to film, where I put lumps of old glue around the eyes to make them look like fleshy and deteriorated. And be sure to glue the pantyhose to its place. And also I cut up the nose here because the plastic is to make the exposed nose bone. Just mesh up with some hot glue and it will do the thing. And then we paint the latex on. This would be the first level undo it, so I use this gray thing here, and also like try to make the pantyhose have thicker edges with the latex. And now that it has dried for 4 days, because I was away from home for 4 days, so I'm just putting the skins around the teeth, which I forgot, and then you want to just mash up some red paint. There is no special painting technique to this, then like do whatever you want because it's gonna look disgusting anyway. And then we heat it with a heat gun, and if you see here, like the paint actually start to like boil, which is a good thing that it will have like other little miniature rips, which you might not see here, but you will see what I mean when if you do this by yourself. And after that, to make it stand out more, just mash up some very wet black paint, and also on the teeth, so they will look a little more dead and rotten. And then just wipe it off to get it all into the cracks. I'll also do the same process around the eyes. And then we're gonna mix up some latex skin paint. So this is actually, you have to let it dry for like a day or like half a day, or actually use the heat gun, which I did after I painted the whole thing, because we're gonna rip the skin up so it can't be too dry, because then it will be really, really, really hard to do, because it is latex on latex. And I started with a hairdryer and noticed that, no, fuck that, we do the heat gun instead, because that will take a lot shorter of time, because I don't have much time to do this. And if you see here also that it starts to boil and bubble, which is something I can recommend doing, so you can rip it up in a very, very easier, and don't do this for too long because it will stink very, very much. And this here, just take your thumb and just rip it to make this nice little ripped up flesh. And then just mash up some wet black paint to get into the cracks and make the look you wanted. And there's the finished mask. Thanks for watching.